weapon to use as a hotkey, and that way you don't have to go into the menu right here in order to keep finding these weapons and skills and magical abilities and stuff. It just makes for a little easier use of it, and you don't have to keep going into a menu to find it. So like right now I've got the iron longsword equipped, I've got, push the 2 button here, and I'm holding this down so it stays up. I got my leather shield, I've got a bow which I'm probably going to sell because I'm not much of an archer, and then at 8 I just put in a torch. Now I'm going to add a few more just to show you how you do that, a few more spells. Let's see. I am going to add to the 3 spot. Now what you do is you hold down the 3 key in this case, and then you select the item that you want while you're holding that down. So I'm going to select my magical skill of Heal Minor Wounds. And just hold that down, and there you'd have it. It's set up. And I'm actually going to replace my bow since I'm not going to use it with the 4 button here, and replace it with my flare ability. And then finally at the 5 spot I'm going to add my Starlight ability, which is useful for seeing in the dark. And also it increases your skill of illusion. And I'll probably do another video that goes over skills and stuff later, but since this is just a basic video, I'll just go over some basics quick. So, okay, I probably bored you to death with that, so I'm going to start off. You can sheathe your sword. For me it's the F key. I'm not sure exactly what the default keys are anymore. I switched a few of them around, but you can sheathe your sword if you want, because you do tend to run around faster without it on, or without it drawn. Now over there you can see one of these evil bandits walking around. So one thing I like to do right at the start of the game, just for some experience and a few more items to sell before I go into the Imperial City, which is behind this hill here, is head over there and fight these guys quick and get a few more items that I can sell. So take a swim here, and when you're swimming you see that you have this little meter on the top, and that's just how much oxygen you have left, and once that goes all the way down then you start taking damage to your health, which is the red key there, or the red bar on the bottom left of the screen. And just for the record, the blue one is your how much magic you have, and that for most characters that'll regenerate slowly depending on how high your intelligence and willpower is. You'll also notice that there's a lot of chests and items you can pick up in the game, and your icon will change. There's anything from food to swords to whole bunches of things. So I'm going to just look in this chest quick, and you'll bring up a quick little menu here that has 2 little menu things, as you can see. This is what's in the chest on the right here, and this is what you have. This is useful if you pick up a lot of stuff from a chest and you start overweighing yourself and just want to plop some things into a chest or stuff. And this becomes useful later in the game if you want to save some of your items but can't carry them all. So anyway, we've got a potion in here, or actually a poison, which I'm just going to take and probably sell. We've got 19 gold pieces and a lockpick, which is useful for opening locked chests, which if I get to that point I'll show you, otherwise I'll show you that in another video. So I'm going to go and attack these guys who are hiding over here, bring out my sword, and then I tend to use sort of evasive tactics, but generally I try to run at them and just attack them as best as I can. So I'll show you how to do that. This is an archer that I'm fighting. I'm bringing my shield out here to prevent him from hurting me as much. Now he's running away from me, so I'm going to fight this guy first who has an axe in his hand.
You do realize.
Okay, he's down. Now I'm going to finish off this guy. And this would actually be a good time to show you the flame magical ability. As you can see, I'm switching down to, let's see, there it is. Okay, I just switched to my flare ability, which you can see right next to the map. And I press the C button and I can cast a fire flare. If I aim correctly, which I finally did, I can get him at a distance, like so. And that way I don't have to keep running after him. I can pick up his bow and investigate his body. So I'm going to pick up some arrows, dagger, and some of his armor. And then I'm just going to leave the leather pants there. Now, the reason I only picked up some of those items, like not the leather pants, is one thing I tend to do is I try and find items that I can sell later, because many of the items you're not going to end up keeping anyway, and it really is getting items and looting enemies in this game is how to make money, more than doing missions and stuff like that. So I try and find an item that has a lot of gold, or a lot of value to it, but with the least amount of weight, so that it can carry high value items, and as many of them as possible. So I picked up some of his fur coat armor and stuff, and that should give me some money to go with. You can see some arrows on the ground here. You can pick those up too. Iron arrows only weigh 0.1, but are worth 1 gold piece, so it is useful to pick them up. Now, as you can see, when I'm highlighting an item here, that's nothing different than just moving your mouse over it like this and not doing anything else. You'll notice that the Iron War Axe has a value of 13, but a weight of 12, so generally if I was money hungry I would grab that, but for me it's not really worth it because it's generally too heavy to carry, and so I don't usually pick these up. Let's see how heavy I am right now. But since I'm an Imperial here, and I've got quite a bit of weight to spare, I am going to go ahead and pick this up quick. But generally I don't pick up those kind of items that are heavy and don't have a lot of value to them. Whereas these, at least at the beginning of the game, have a lot more value. So, and all I'm doing to pick these up is just clicking on them, like so. And then you can exit. So, probably bored you to tears with all my menu screens, so I'm going to head back towards the Imperial City here. Swim across the river here. And this would be a good time to switch to my healing spell, which in my case I think was 3. Yep. You can see that the icon changes, and it doesn't list the spell. In order to find out exactly what spell you have to go into your spell menu by pushing tab, and then checking out which one is highlighted, which is the Heal Minor Wounds. So anyway, I'm going to cast as much of that as I can on myself, and you'll see my magic go down, and that magic being transformed into health. This also increases my restorative skill, as you can see. And there, now I should be back to full health, but it used all my magic. And as you can see, my magic slowly regenerates over time, just like your fatigue does when you throw a big hit or are running around. Especially when you're just sitting, you'll notice that the fatigue regenerates pretty quickly. And your magic regenerates